Hi everybody, my name is Chloe Gessner, and today I am here with Professor Kensington, and today we are going to be talking about the importance of math. So, Mr. Kensington, one introduction question is, what part of math do you find the most interesting and why?
Thanks so much for this opportunity, Chloe. I am thrilled to work with you, and my favorite area of mathematics is a field called combinatorics. It's where we study how to count different structures in a very abstract way, applications to physics, philosophy, logic, cosmology, so many different applications.
Wow, that's interesting. Well, with those applications, can you explain like how you would approach solving the complex problems?
Sure, absolutely. A lot of my recently published work is actually in economics, not pure mathematics. So a lot of times when we're modeling things like aggregate supply, aggregate demand, price levels, market fluctuations, we're using some fairly sophisticated combinatorics techniques. Some of them, like infinite series and regressions and things, work also in astrophysics, and they work just as well in economics, so it's best to study them generally.
Oh, gotcha. Interesting.
Yep.
So, how do you think math helps us develop critical thinking skills? Because, sometimes, I'm not going to lie, math isn't for me, and I've heard my dad specifically say that math really gets your brain going. So, how do you think that would help in that aspect, I guess?
Math isn't for me either. Let's start by saying that. If by math you mean computation, math isn't for me. Math is pure math. The type I do is a lot like philosophy. There are large questions which we're using logical reasoning to solve. Numbers are completely incidental to mathematics. If you got the numbers out, then you still have mathematics. I would despise basic algebra too for you. Yeah, on the record there. But so I do think that studying mathematics from a proof point of view helps you write clearly, think clearly, understand the basis of argumentative techniques. Very important for that, I think. Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense. I took Algebra 1 when I was in 8th grade. Didn't do well, and then I took it sophomore year. I passed the class with a 105. So I don't know how it really evolved, but I guess it's just how it happened. So obviously, like a lot of branches of math are like very challenging, like physics, chemistry. I hate chemistry. So what is the most challenging math concept that you've encountered, and how did you ultimately overcome it?
Okay, wow. So part of the most complicated thing I do is phrasing questions in a way so that there's a unique solution. The hardest thing is asking the question you want to solve. As far as techniques, probably the thing I'm best known for is something called Gauss kernel regularization. It's just a way of making data sort of smooth and uniform, and I've used it in differential equations. I've used it in cosmology. Just this last month, we're looking at sort of the equations that govern how gravitational waves work, and those are very interesting. You use Gauss regularization there too. I dig it.
Wow, very cool. Well, just one final question. So, as I said before, math is not for me, and quite honestly, I really genuinely do not like math. So, how would you explain the importance of learning math to someone who is like me and just doesn't like it or doesn't want anything to really do with it?
Okay, well, first of all, I try to stay away from canned curriculums, and I would try to figure out what your interests were and let you do projects that build on those. So I would jettison, e-learning type utilities, and if you really hated it, like you just you loathed it with every fiber of
don't
your
like
being.
math.
I would say, okay, this person it's not a love-hate relationship. This is pure unfettered animosity. And I would go on in and say, all right, maybe you like pottery. Let's try to find how we could apply this statistics to the production of pottery in medieval India, or if you like the environment, maybe, ice core samples or something. The classes here are pretty small, so I've got a lot of flexibility, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
One thing my brother always told me is that the world unfortunately revolves around numbers, so no matter how much I want to, I can't really avoid math. So, yeah. So, anyways, thank you, Dr. Kensington.
Thanks so much. It's a pleasure.
Of course. It was so good to have you.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for
See ya.
tuning in.